All right. Good morning, everybody. And we'll start today's session with the attendance. So this is for fifth semester. All right. Okay. So we'll follow the same procedure. You can unmute and go in the order. Okay. So in the sequence, starting with roll number 1. Okay. Roll number 1.
Roll number 2 present, sir.
Okay. Next. 3, 4, 5.
Present, sir.
Who is that?
4.
4. Okay. Keep on going in the sequence. If you are present, unmute. Make sure you unmute and you speak. Okay. Otherwise, it will not be audible. Roll number 5. Roll number 6.
Present, sir.
Continue.
7,
8,
9,
10,
11, 12,
13. 14.
15,
16.
17,
18,
19.
20.
20,
Yes. Next.
21,
22,
23,
24.
25,
26.
27,
28, 29,
30,
31.
31.
All right.
Present, sir.
Okay. 32,
33.
34,
35. 35 is present. 35.
Sir, 36,
37.
37, sir. 37. Present.
Next. 38.
39,
40.
41, sir.
42, sir. 42.
All right. Next.
43,
43,
44, sir. 45, sir.
46, sir.
47, sir.
48.
49. 50. 51.
52.
53.
54.
55,
54 is present. Vinesh.
55,
Next. Yes, got it. Next one. 56.
57.
Next. 50.
57.
Yes.
58,
Next.
59,
60,
61.
62,
63.
64.
65,
Okay. 65. I got it. Next. 66.
67.
All right. Next. 68.
69,
70,
71,
72.
73.
74, 75, 76, 'kay, anybody missed? Anybody couldn't?
35.
35, okay. Anybody else?
Sir, roll number 3.
Roll number 3. Anybody else? Everybody got the 35? Okay. So now we have everybody here. All right. Okay, we'll start with today's session. Just we'll recap what we did in the previous. We were talking about the management processes or management functions. We call it as management processes or management function. This is one of the questions that is asked in the exam. What are the management functions or management processes? So as different management practitioners, they came up with a different terminology, and more or less we are talking about all the which are most commonly used. We started with the planning, and what do you understand by the planning? The first process, management process or a management function is a planning. What do you understand by the planning? So you have to understand these words in some keywords, okay? Then you can explain it you can elaborate it more. But you have to basically understand what is that planning, what it involves. So if you have those key idea of what is planning, then you can elaborate and you can explain as much as you want. What do you understand by planning? And I told you all these are very intuitive words. Planning, everybody knows. I'm not saying like nobody knows planning. We have to be very technically, some key word should be there which describes the planning. That's how you should remember. Determines in advance what should be done. Very good, Harshvardhan. Prajit determines what we should do. So it is planning. You can just think of, you do that on a regular basis. Planning is like whatever the product or the project you want to do beforehand. Like you should have a visualization and what is required. Okay, plan doesn't take any actions, but it will put what are the actions required to complete that particular task. Okay, particular product or a particular project. For example, construction of a house, it starts with the planning. So we will have what is the area, right? And then engineer, he will put the layout, how the house is going to be, how many bedrooms, what is the size of the hall, kitchen. Those are all planning aspects. So he is putting it on the paper. Then by doing all those things, he will know how much material is required, isn't it? How much cement is required, how much iron is required, how much sand is required. So whatever the required things for the building the house, he will come to know about everything. Suppose let's say there are 10 windows, he will know he needs 10 frames, or 5 windows, he knows 5 frames. So all those details will be there. So you will get to know what are the quantities required or material required, how much is required, when it is required. All those things will be there. And also he will know what kind of resources are required, manpower, what kind of a manpower required, and when to do what, right? He will have all the tasks. So he will have, let's say, 100 tasks to complete the housing project. He will know what are the 100 tasks. He will have the description of those tasks, what is required for those tasks, material, and the manpower, what kind of a manpower. So this is all goes in the planning, similar to this IT projects. So we visualize, we took the example of a healthcare management system for any hospital. We will visualize what would be the end product, what kind of material in this case is like what kind of softwares we will require, and manpower is what kind of a resources, developers, testers, database administrator, things like that. So everything will be put in a place. Okay, we envision, we visualize what is the end product, and we put all the things that is required and what are the actions to be done, what kind of resources are there, what kind of material. So that becomes my plan. That is the first stage. Then next would be, once we have the planning, what is the next stage we had? Okay, organizing. What do you understand by the organizing? Now planning, we have everything together, nothing but okay. Gangu, he says planning is nothing but a decision making. Planning involves a decision making. Decision making is part of the plan. So what is organizing?
Presenting.
Presenting. Can you? I told you, like, you have to get some keywords in order to completely completely explain that particular word. When we say organize, your mom or your dad will be saying like your room is messed up, you are not organized. So what do you think is organizing in terms of projects and organizations? Identifying and grouping. Okay, so it involves that provides info it needs proper for proper functioning. Yes, you aligning things, very good. So you are coming, Akshata, Yogita, good. You are getting some idea about the organizing, very well. So organizing is now planning stage. What you did, you said like um, arranging or preparing for event. Okay, that is also very close, Satvik. Uh, so planning stage, you know, like what all the things required. For example, the construction of the house, right? You engineer will say we will need just a rough. I don't know about construction. Let's say we need like 500 kgs of cement and these many kgs of iron and sand. He will give all the quantities, and he will say I would need 2 engineers, then workers who has a knowledge of building the house, things like that. So everything is in the planned stage. Okay, Vaishnavi, arranging in some manner, correct. So arranging, so you are using different terminology, but you have a good understanding of what is organized. Now, at the stage of, once you complete the planning, the organizing stage, it will get the resources. So you will start organizing. So I would need sand, I will need iron, I will need cement, I need this kind of resources, I need this civil engineer, I need this diploma engineer, I need these many workers, 4 workers, 5 workers, helpers. So you will start arranging all those things. That is called as a organizing. Organizing is nothing but it is bringing in together all the resources. Resources include the manpower as well as the material, bringing them together so that we can achieve the whatever the actions that are defined in the planning, so that we can construct the building or we meet the objective. That is the organizing. So then once we complete organizing, we have all the men, material, everything is there. Then directing is what? It's a job of a director. Always think of a cinema director. So once you have everything, what is the directing? Next stage is the directing. What you do in the directing stage? Move towards the defined objective. Very good. Guiding means working on the action part. Okay. Let's say same example, the house. First is the foundation. They have to do the foundation. So we, for doing the foundation of the house, we need steel, cement, sand, and all those things. And also I have required resources, manpower for doing that. I have engineer, I have workers. They will start working on that task, and according to plan, let's say the foundation work will take like 5 days. So in stages they will work and they will finish it in 5 days. And the manager's job is directing that team so that in 5 days the foundation is completed. Okay, that is the directing. After the directing, we have the next one is the controlling. Okay, today we'll start with the controlling. What do you understand by the controlling? So we told, we got the plan, what are the things are required, you will put it in a paper, I will need this. Next is organizing, you will get all the resources, right? Material and engineers, manpower, everything you will get. And the third stage, you are doing the directing, means you are making them to act on the resources, means the resources are acting and they are meeting the objectives. For example, constructing the house. Now, what is controlling? Next, management function or the process is a controlling. What do you understand by the controlling? I told one example, taking action to correct things. Very good. Example, Prajit, that is correct. We gave an example according to having a grip over things going on. Very good, Shreya. That is a correct. Having a grip means control, so that things are moving in the right direction. It is controlling is not from the bad perspective. Most of the time, it is used in a different context. Controlling is not that meaning here. To check errors in order to take corrective actions. Very good, Srihari. That is correct. So now, according to the plan, the foundation work will take 5 days, isn't it? So they are working on that, and the manager job is to make sure that the work is going on, they are getting right kind of material, their work is not interrupted, and also he has a rough estimate how much should be completed by each of the day, right? In 5 days, approximately, I would say, like on the first day 20% should be complete, second day 40%, third day 60%, fourth day 80%, and fifth day 100%. So on the third day, if you check, the work is only done 20%. So then there is some problem. Okay, so when there is a problem, we have to tackle that. Okay, and we have to solve that problem so that expedite, so that the work will get completed in the stipulated time. Most of the time, what happens is, like in case of IT projects, let's say there is some technical issue, certain record we are not able to insert into a database, some technical problem, or suppose there is some image you are not able to insert into the database because of some XYZ reason. So in that case, we have to engage. Okay, if there is certain buffer time would be there, when we cross that buffer time, the controlling action should be put into the place. Let's say that technical problem is not, the development team is not able to solve that. We have to bring, manager will bring in the expert, let's say database experts. Suppose if it's a Oracle, we get support from the Oracle team. Okay, because we want to complete the things on time. So those are the actions here. Let us say for the construction of the foundation, the cement got over, something like that. Cement got over and they are not able to finish it in 5 days. So action is to procure. So the job of controlling is make sure that whatever the actions that are going on to meet the objectives are done without any problem. And if there is a problem, that controlling mechanism will identify those problems and it will take a proper action. So that is the controlling. Controlling activity ensures that the performance occurs in conformity with the plans adopted. What is the meaning? Whatever the plans we had, okay, for example, foundation, 5 days, it has to be complete. Why 5 days? As per the plan, it will take 5 days. Okay, and controlling will make sure that whatever the activities that are going on, that occurs in conformity. In conformity means according to the plans, whatever the plan. So it has to be completed according to the plan. That is the major task of the controlling function. The instructions issued and the principles established. So this is the controlling. Controlling involves 3 elements: establishing standards of performance, measuring current performance and comparing it against the established standards, taking action to correct any performance that does not meet those standards. So this is like when you are when you want to have a control mechanism, first thing is you have to define, establish standards of performance. Okay, what we mean by setting the standards of performance means, I give you an example. Foundation, so let us go with the same example. Foundation has to be completed in 5 days. Okay, and I will set a standard that the performance for each day should be 20% of the work should be complete, right? So I'm setting a standard, 20% work should be completed every day. And then once you set the standard, then measuring current performance and comparing it against the established standards. So my standard is 20% work should be complete. So day one, I will go and check. Okay, only 10% is complete. So I am going to measure, okay, the performance against the set standards. My expectation, my standard was 20%, but only 10% is done. So there is a problem, right? If my set standard is 20%, the work done is, let's say, 18%, good enough, 22%, good enough. So it should be very close to what standards I set. So current performance is measured against the standard one, and if there is any deviation, taking action to correct the performance that does not meet those standards. Example, 20% work should be complete is the standard. Let's say only 10% work is done. So then we have to take some action so that the performance is improved. Okay, so that is the main steps that are involved in the controlling mechanism. Controlling guarantees that objectives which have been set will be realized. So controlling is the one thing which will make sure that whatever objectives we have set, when we are going to deliver, that will be realized. So controlling doesn't come at the end. Okay, controlling is a continuous mechanism. Controlling is when you are directing, once you finish the organizing, once you get into the directing, along with the directing, the parallelly the controlling starts. So how the controlling is done, it depends on the different kinds of a project. Some projects it will require on a daily basis, and some projects, let's say, weekly basis, because the project is very huge. Let's say it is a 2-year project. For example, you give the beautiful example of a smart city project. So smart city project, we can't keep on measuring it on a daily basis. It doesn't give any useful insight. So a smart city project is a very big project. It's a huge project. So maybe it is done only on a once in a month. That is fair enough, or twice a month. So they will be deploying the controlling mechanism and checking the progress, whether it is as per the plan or not. And IT projects, most of the IT project nowadays, like some will complete in 4 months, some in 6 months, right? It's a very short duration. And I told you about the there are different methodologies that are followed for the project development. And in the most recent time, we use the agile. We use the agile methodology for the development. In case of agile development, the controlling mechanism on a daily basis, on every day morning, we talk about the whole team, the project team will talk about 3 things. What they did yesterday for 8 hours, okay, what they are going to do 8 hours for that particular day, and if they are facing any problems, that is for the manager. So manager will solve those problems. These are the 3 things they will talk about. So it is called as a stand-up meeting. So you will understand that. So IT projects nowadays, most of the, I would say more than 90% of the projects are done with the agile development methodology, where the controlling mechanism will come on a daily basis. How it will come on a daily basis is, let's say, certain work, right? Creating some tables. Okay, that was the task that was created. Particular developer has to create, let's say, eight tables. That was for 8 hours of work. So in the next day, he will say, I couldn't able to complete 8 tables. I did only 4. So then the control mechanism will come in. Why is there any technical problem, this, that? So controlling mechanism will take, and it will take corrective actions. So that is how the controlling is very useful, and it will make sure that whatever the objectives you have set is achieved. When in the beginning we were talking about the project, I told you like project has a definite start date and definite end date. If we want to have the definite end date, our controlling mechanism should be it should be in place, and it should be checking thoroughly the all the actions, making sure that the objectives are met according to the plan. Okay, and control compels events to conform to plans. So that we already talked about. Okay, any questions on control? Everybody understood control? Did you understand control? The four these steps are going to be useful when you are going to do the projects also. This is not only from the theory perspective. This will also help you when you develop the projects and when you work on the projects. All right. So next one is the innovations. So what do you understand by innovation? What is the innovation?
New ideas.
New ideas, right? Okay. Innovations are like totally, we call it as out of the box, right? You must have heard this word, out of the box. Out of the box is like something radically different. Means nobody could have thought creating something new. That is correct. Totally out of the box. Nobody would have imagined. Normally, we call that as a innovation. Okay, different from others. Correct. Okay, and new idea and innovation is a lot more. You can say new idea plus plus. It is totally out of the box. Some ideas are totally thinking beyond reality. Yes, I agree, Omkar. So some like example, I'm not able to. Anybody wants to give any example of the innovation? A lot of innovations are happening in the medical field. Okay, some of the things is what I can say is corona vaccine. Thinking beyond the corona vaccine is the most now it is a required thing. It is like it's a research, not innovative way. But corona vaccine, I won't put it in an innovation. Innovations are always out of the box. Corona vaccine is now, it is the most needed thing by the whole world. Okay. Okay. Some of the example of innovation is electronic devices. Yes, I agree. Okay. Innovation. There was one article I read when telephone was invented, right? When telephone was invented, even before inventing, I think he is a GE CEO. It is like maybe like 100, more than 100 years back, when electric vehicles. Yes, that is, I agree. 3D printing. Yes, that's a very good example. 3D printing. Very nice. Okay. When the telephone was invented, then one of the CEO had a vision. He told that like one day will come where we will be able to see the other person, communicate with the other person, and we can instantly send messages to millions of people. He told about that, like during that time it was laughable, because we cannot imagine we are able to see a person like thousands of miles away. Now it's a reality. Now it doesn't go into the category of innovation, but that time it was like a great visionary thinking. So innovations are very, very important for the organizations to sustain. Okay, innovation is an important function of a manager. So innovation can come in many forms. Innovations are not only related to technical field. it is related to any field. It could be related to art, it could be related to product sales, product marketing, product building, any aspect of the life. Innovation can happen. Okay, innovation means creating new ideas which may improve a product, process, or practice. Okay, some of the examples that are given in the book: HUL, Hindustan Unilever Limited. Okay, HUL's inexpensive single-use shampoo sachet is an example of an innovation in packaging. So in the packaging, like normally when HUL, this started with the single-use shampoo sachet. Instead of buying the whole big bottle, you can go with a sachet. So actually it increased the sales. And another innovative idea is a Eureka Phobe direct to house sales force, an example of innovations in distribution, how we can distribute. So that is a innovation, direct to house sales by the Eureka. And other innovations I can talk about is like everybody know what is a inventory, right? A certain company is manufacturing, let's say, car, so they need to keep a inventory. What is a inventory? All the products that are required for manufacturing the car. So they need to have a warehouse and they keep all the inventory there. Whatever products or the parts required for building the car, um, spark plug, or whatever the engine, different kinds of thing, whatever is required, they will keep it in the warehouse. It is called as a inventory. Dell is the company who brought innovation in the inventory. They made such a novel idea where they had a zero inventory. What that means is they changed the whole supply chain. Dell would take the order from the customer first. So customer will configure his laptop and he will place the order. Once Dell gets the order, then vendors will be waiting on the Dell. So each vendor, some vendors, they supply hard disks, some supply keyboards, some supply networking devices, things like that, to build the laptop. So once they get the order, then all the vendors will give their products. So that is called as a just-in inventory. Like whenever you need, you will get it. So that was a one innovation. Another innovation was one of the famous toothpaste making company. Okay, toothpaste making company. They wanted to increase the sales, so they gave a target to the sales team. In like next 2 to 3 months, you have to increase the sales at least by 20%. Okay, that's a big challenge, increasing the sales by 20%. And already, these consumer products, the market is pretty, it will be stable, because moving around is very difficult. Already they will have a market. And because of the brand loyalty, if somebody is using Colgate all his life, he might use only Colgate because he like that. Somebody is using some other product, he will use only that. So switching over is very difficult. So how to increase the market? Then one of the sales person, he came up with a very innovative idea. What he said was, without doing anything, without spending any money, they could able to increase the sales by 20%. Okay, so what they did was, they did a very simple idea. Normally the tendency, they go by the research, market research, how people use their product. Okay, and how they show their advertisements. If you see the advertisement, the person who is using the toothpaste will be holding the brush, and they will put the paste all along the that brushes. Okay, the complete line they will fill. So what the innovative idea they did was, they increased the diameter of the that particular opening. So they increase the diameter in such a way that when, for the same length, when a customer is putting the paste, for the same length, he will put a 20% more toothpaste. So what happens? The consumption will increase by 20%. Okay, without user's knowledge, he will do the same thing as he does every day, but he will be putting more paste, because the the cap diameter has increased. So that was a one innovative idea. So innovations are important for the organization to keep themselves sustained and to move into new areas. So they should also keep on working on the innovations. Representations. So representation is what a manager, he has to represent in front of all the stakeholders. Stakeholders, I told you, who are the stakeholders who have who are impacted by particular project or organization negatively or positively. Those are the stakeholders. Stakeholders includes everybody. Like if you talk about the IT project, manager, the team. Suppose you are building a healthcare management system, that hospital, all the employees of that hospital, doctors, nurses, everybody is a stakeholder. A hospital management is a stakeholder. The company which is building the software is a stakeholder. The patients who are visiting the hospital, they are the stakeholders. So stakeholder are all these people, and manager has to represent in front of all these stakeholders. It could be organization, government bodies, or individuals. A manager is also required to represent his organization before various outside groups which have some stake in the organization. So representation is he has to represent his organization in front of all the stakeholders. These stakeholders can be government, as we discussed, government officials, labor unions, financial institutions. Suppose you are managing with loans, you have taken loans, you have to represent to the financial institution. Suppliers. Suppliers are the one who are giving you the all the materials. Okay, customers. Okay, who are consuming your products. So all these are stakeholders, and manager has to effectively represent in front of all these stakeholders. So basically these are the main management processes we talked about. Okay, so we talked about the planning, then once the planning is done, organizing, then directing, controlling, innovations, and representing. And this goes in an iterative mode. Okay, like planning, once the planning is done, first thing is you cannot plan 100%. So there is more, you will get most of the things right during the first iteration. And as and when you see controlling, so this is the mechanism I told you, right? Controlling. So this controlling here, when there is a problem, when things are not going in the way as per the plan, so there is a some issues. So how to solve those issues? Solving those issues, that might require some changes in the directing, or it might take some changes in the organizing, or it might change changes in the planning itself, or it might require some new innovations, right? There is some problem and it has to be solved innovatively. So controlling could impact the planning or organizing or directing. So it goes in an iterative way. So it will not bring in drastic changes to the planning, but little bit tweaks that can happen. So this goes in a loop. Okay, so management, those are the management processes. Any questions on the management processes? E-commerce is a Harshvardhan, that is right. That's a innovation. E-commerce, when it started, it was a very new idea, innovative idea. Any questions on the management functions? Okay, no doubt. So next we will go with sorry. Okay, roles of a manager. So you don't believe how many roles a manager has to play in order to make sure a project is completed, or the functioning of the organization takes place with the proper improvements and everything. So manager has to fit in into many roles. He has to play many roles. So I think there are around 10 roles listed, but manager is like he is the whole and soul to complete the project, and he has to deal with the external sources, okay, and make sure that his team is not impacted, and whatever the impacts that are coming from the top, he has to absorb, and he has to guide the team. He will have the lot of responsibility, and he has to play many roles. So these roles are categorized into some broad categories of roles. First one is the interpersonal roles. Interpersonal, as the name suggests, interpersonal roles is mostly it is the people to people connection. How the behavior, how you handle people to people communications. So first role is he is a figurehead. Okay, in this role, every manager has to perform some duties of ceremonial nature, such as greeting the touring dignitaries, attending the wedding of an employee, taking an important customer to lunch, and so on. So he has to do that as a figurehead. He has to attend events. If there is any leadership opportunity, he has to go there. He has to represent his company. He has to do so many things like that. And these are the some examples. So even though it is not described, having a lunch with a customer, it is not defined in any of the job responsibility of the manager. It is how you handle the customers. In turn, you will get a goodwill for the organization. All those things are these are the things he has to do as a figurehead. Now, a leader. So the leader is the most required role he has to play. As a leader, every manager must motivate and encourage his employees. So every employee that is working on the team, he should be motivated. He should be encouraged all the time. Motivation and encouragement is very, very, very important. This has a direct impact on the productivity, what output they produce, the team produce. It has a huge impact. If you see the work of a highly motivated team, you will see a tremendous job done. If a team is not motivated, you will see a very pathetic outcome that will come from a such team. So they should be highly motivated, and as a leader he has to do that on a constant basis. And motivation and encouragement is not a one-time event, right? So today I said very good about everybody and it is done deal, they are motivated, the rest of the 1 month I don't have to care. No, it is not like that. It's a constant leaders will it is the role, or I would say it is a sometime it's a quality. For a few people you will see it as a quality. They will always motivate the people around them. So you can say it as a role or a quality. He must also try to reconcile their individual needs with the goals of the organization. So every individual will have his own needs, right? How you should make it as a win-win situation. His needs should be aligned with the organization's needs or the goals. So that is how he can reconcile and encourage them. So, for example, let's say when you join IT projects, you are working on an IT project, and a certain member of the team wants to do some certification in some other technology. So you can see how beneficial is that to the organization and motivate him in that particular way. Liaison. So in this role of a liaison, every manager must cultivate contacts outside his vertical chain of command to collect information useful for his organization. So in this particular role, whatever the vertical is, in the sense his management hierarchy, apart from that hierarchy, he should have a contact with the other management or other organizations or other resource groups, where he can get relevant information for the organization or the project. So those are the interpersonal roles. Next is the informational roles. Monitor. So as a monitor, the manager has to perpetually scan his environment for information, interrogate his license, liaison contacts and his subordinates and receive unsolicited information, much of it as a result of the network of personal contacts he has developed. So monitor is like he'll be getting a lot of information from his network. He has to build his network, and unsolicited information is sometimes there could be some things which will have an impact on your project. So he should be able to get such information and make changes accordingly. Disseminator. So this role of a disseminator, the manager passes some of his privileged information directly to his key subordinates who would otherwise have no access to it. So manager works as a disseminator. Disseminator who disseminates the information. So whatever the information that flows from the top, he has to give that particular information to his team, because his team, he is the only way of getting the information. And he is a spokesman. A manager is also required nowadays to spend part of his time in representing his organization. So we saw one of the functional area is the representation. So he has to play the role of a spokesman for the organization. So the stakeholders, same whatever we discussed, government official, labor unions, he has to be a spokesman and he should be able to communicate with all these stakeholders. So decision roles. So decision is a most important aspect of a manager. Constantly from the beginning of the project until the end of the project, he has to make decisions, take decisions at different levels. First one is an entrepreneur. In this role, the manager does not merely adapt to his surrounding situation, but proactively looks out for innovation to make things happen. Innovations means creating new ideas. Thus, when demand for the product falls off, the manager does not cut back his production, but seeks new outlets or new products in order to maintain the production. So he is also should play the role of an entrepreneur. Coming with the new ideas when market is changing. Accordingly, he should be capable enough to move on to or adapt to the new situation, and instead of reducing the production, he should move it to the some other new product or some other area where he will bring in the business constantly. So he has to play the role of the entrepreneur. So next one is the disturbance handler. Disturbance handler is when we are working on the team. So there will be a lot of disturbances. Disturbances in when we have a group of people working, when we are working with a different organization, always there will be some kind of a problems. So it is already 10:50. Just I will make a hard stop here. We will come back with this slide in the next class. If you have any questions, you can post it in the chat section. Roll number 28. Roll number 28. Okay, that is done. 38. Any questions, guys? All right. We will end this session, and we will see the remaining part in the next class. Thank you, everybody.